We are preparing for YouTube live broadcast.
এগুলো হচ্ছে ক্রিয়েটিভ পাবলিক কম্পিটিশন এটা করছো না?
ইয়া হচ্ছে না, রান হচ্ছে।
Dear students, today I will discuss about responsibilities and the environmental conditions of our environment, and to please listen to my class and pay attention. If I ask you what's the responsibility? A responsibility is a duty or an obligation to do something. For example, you have the responsibility to attend school, pursue your studies properly, to take care of your parents in the old days, and so on. You also have responsibility to your society and the government. For example, to help a neighbor in travel, to cast your vote if you are 18 or over. And you also pay taxes if you were wealthy or if you were rich. And responsibility not only to do something, but it also means not to do something. For example, to steal a book from a library is not a responsibility. You have the responsibility not to steal a book from public library, or not to pile up your building materials on the footpath. These are your responsibilities as citizens. But there are responsibilities of the government as well. Our government has the responsibility to provide for its citizens the basic necessities of life, including food, clothing, shelter, education, medical care. The government also has the responsibility to protect the fundamental rights of its citizens, which include freedom of speech, expression, freedom of the press, freedom of religions, equality of all law, etc. And the knowledge, students, the first viewers at first you need three things: skills, knowledge, and attitudes that will help you to overcome any difficulties of your life. I know life is so much difficult. Success will not come to you automatically. You have to work hard for that. However, I mentioned knowledge, skills, and attitudes you have gained at home and school. Society will help you to be aware of responsibilities and to carry them out effectively. Remember, discharging your responsibility will be good for you, good for your family and friends, and good for your society, country as a whole. As students, you have responsibility a lot to create awareness among people of the places is also your responsibility. So, and you have to spread the light of education of your places, of your locality, and any unwanted things in your society, you have to take preventive measure, and you also help the villagers to do this. And in this case, you have to listen. People living in a community society often have problems. A family may have a problem with a particular number who gives bad company. So they talk to each other to solve the problem. To prevent it, or otherwise, constant securities measures are often necessary within the village city area. A community may have a problem like it doesn't have a primary school in the villages or locality. The community members, along with you, discuss the issue in a meeting and find how to set up the school for the children. And I think you have to think cooking is not exclusively a women's job. And the students like you or the learners like you must cultivate virtues, acquire knowledge, skills to prepare themselves to carry out their roles as good citizens, and they need to study finally in institutions. To establish peace and harmony among the people in a locality, place experienced elderly people often meditate between quarreling parties. Only studying in school is not enough for you. They must also acquire knowledge, skills at home as well as from the media, clubs, games, sports, libraries, and so on. People in a society or locality often need to buy things at home. So there are some. So there are some, right? So things. So there are some to buy things at home. Vendors who will sell certain things in a place or locality. Roads often need repairing for easy movement of people and transport. Along with the acquiring knowledge and skills, the youth must cultivate good qualities like genuine sympathy for the weak and the poor. They should help the needy, show respect to others, and have a strong sense of dignity of work. Not only students, you must achieve these qualities. You must be involved in such kind of activities so that the people of the places or your localities will be benefited to a great extent. Not only this, you have to be a good citizen. You know, a good citizen is a valuable asset in any country because they follow, they maintain, or they abide by all kinds of laws, moralities, and values. Now, I will inform you to be a good citizen. You have to prepare yourself to good work in society. Well, how can you prepare yourself? There are some instructions for us. First, you need knowledge. You know, today's society is based knowledge society. Or today's society is knowledge based. Without having knowledge of modern sciences, technologies, including ICT and other necessary subjects, you will have difficulty living a good life. The other areas, you as a good citizen should have knowledge about other. You must know your country, its constitution, geographical location, and its people. Our state, its executive and legislative powers, our judicial system, our government and its structure and functions, our history, cultures, tradition, literature, moral values, religions, and socio-economic activities and educational system. I think then you can be a good citizen. Not only this, you have to know about further information for the things. Secondly, you need skills to do things. Knowledge is not enough. You must be able to apply your knowledge to do things practically. Finally, knowing and doing things will bring about a change in your behavior towards others. Yes, if you want to change the world, you change yourself. And it will show how you think and feel about a person or thing. Let's take an example. Suppose you as a student, I think you can show here in student life, in practice, if we ask you such kind of qualities, you can show your leadership quality in future and you will be good leader, I think. I am good to work in the classroom. You ask yourself or your teacher or anyone else what is group work, or you may find about it in a book. In this way, you may know, you may have the knowledge about group work. Due to group work, the class has to be divided into groups. Each group is to do some tasks given by the teacher or in the textbook. The group members will discuss and share ideas and points. And finally, one member will write answers and one member will present their tasks. Then you start working in groups. In such groups, you can turn discussion points, answering questions. In this way, you can actually do the tasks. Your teacher may monitor, help you to do the work. In this way, you can be responsible and you can discharge your responsibility to your society as well as to your country. Lastly, through regular group work, it is expected that there will be noticeable changes in your behavior. Possible changes are: you will develop the skills of speaking freely in English with your classmates and teacher. Your shyness will gradually disappear. You will develop the attitude of helping and cooperating with each other. You will learn to behave in democratic way. Yes, democratic mentality, manner will be developed in you. That means you will be responsible person. Most importantly, these behavioral changes taking place in you inside the classroom will be carried out outside the classroom in real life situation. Yeah, and I can mention some famous parts in the world and their activities. According to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a democratic government is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. That means the people have the right to control their government. Two students are making a kite with colored paper, sticks, glue and steering. And there are many students who would like to build up a night school in their places in which the other students can learn. And it is a duty of it is also a duty of every citizen to observe the Constitution and laws, to maintain discipline, to perform public duties and to protect public properties. The students in pairs are acting out the dialogue in a class, and I think Sudipto is here and he will help me to take the class effectively, and a lot of thanks to him goes to him. The students of physical education class are practicing stretching exercise in the school year. The affairs of Dhaka city were run by Dhaka municipality until 1978, when the city came under Dhaka City Corporation. Students, and I think you will be benefited if you follow my instructions and follow my advices, and then you can do a good job for your family, for your society, and even for your individual development. And if you practice how to do your responsibilities after listening my speech, I think my hard work will be successful. Now, I would like to go to the next stage on environment and its pollution. Environments, and you know what is environments? Surroundings in which we are living is called environment. And but this environment is being polluted day by day. So how can we combat this changing environment? Students, now I'll discuss from your book Environment Pollution. I think you know now we are facing a challenge due to COVID-19. The world is stopped because of coronavirus, and I think about 2 crore people are affected, and 1 crore, more than 1 crore will be recovered. Will get recovery, and pollution and environment. We know the surroundings. Again, I mentioned the definition of environment. Surroundings in which we are living is called environment. In the perspective of Bangladesh, I would like to mention some features. And we know now Bangladesh is in the grip of all sorts of pollution, like air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution. The dwellers of the urban areas are the worst sufferers of this pollution. The indiscriminate industrialization process in Bangladesh over the past decades has created significant environmental problems. We will now read about some of the most common types of environmental pollution and ways of coping with it. Air pollution. Air, we can't live without air. But this important element is being protected in many ways. Air pollution comes from a variety of sources in Bangladesh. Poisonous exhaust from industrial plants, brick kilns, old or poorly serviced vehicles, and dust from roads and construction sites are some of the major sources of air pollution. I think we will fight against it, and we should raise a fund to protect our environment. We can minimize. How can we control it? But I think we cannot control it, or we can reduce, or we can minimize this type of pollution by making less use of motor vehicles, avoiding the use of vehicles older than 20 years. We may also use proper lubricants to lessen the level of emission and pollutants. We can encourage people to use compressed natural gas or liquid petroleum gas for cooling their cars. The government may relocate hazardous industries like brick kilns to areas away from human habitations. Water pollutions. Water pollutions can occur in oceans, rivers, lakes, ponds, underground reservoirs. As different water sources flow together, the pollution can spread easily and quickly. Causes of water pollution include increased sediment from soil, erosion, improper waste disposal and littering, leakage of soil pollution into water supplies, organic materials that decay in water supplies. In fact, polluting the land means polluting the water, throwing away a toxic substance on the ground near a water source means it eventually this is the body of water. As a result, the water is polluted. Industrial waste must not be disposed in rivers or lakes. We need to be more careful about disposing household waste too. Use of pesticides means that when it rains, chemicals used in the lawn or garden wash into the water bodies. Therefore, we must be aware of the dangers of using these pesticides as they may pollute our rivers, canals and lakes. Soil pollution. Among the most significant causes of soil pollution is the enormous volume of industrial waste which is being produced every day but not disposed properly. The mismanagement of household waste, particularly by the polythene shopping bags, has caused serious threat to the soil and drainage system. Another cause of soil pollution is the use of agricultural pesticides, fertilizers, etc. Sometimes fuel leakages from automobiles may get washed away by rain and seep into the nearby soil. Pesticides and fertilizers are useful for plant growth, but overuse has led to soil pollution. Natural fertilizers and compost can be used instead of their chemical alternatives. Recycling is another way to reduce and control soil pollution. Recycling papers, plastics, other materials reduces the volume refuse in landfills. Deforestation also causes erosion, pollution, the loss of fertility in the topsoil, planting trees. Deforestation helps prevent soil erosion and pollution. Students, I think you must practice it at your home, individually, even with your parents. How a man and climate is related or connected. I think if we destroy an element of environment, it will affect the whole environment. It's like a web, spider web. And we can use here some boards in which we can write, please don't throw trash in my playground. This lake is not for family swimming. You don't trash your own homes. Do you? Why trash mine? In case of nature, human is unable. Humans can neither sense the sun's radiation nor the Earth's orbit around the sun, but they can control, increase the amount of carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases on the atmosphere. Only during the last 100 years, the carbon dioxide concentration has been raised alarmingly in the atmosphere, and we humans can be responsible for this. What is the main culprit to pollute the environment? Undoubtedly, carbon dioxide. The main cause of the increase in carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere is the burning of fossil fuels. Since the end of 19th century, industrial activities increased rapidly, giving rise to many factories. These factories required energy, which was produced through the combustion of coal. Besides coal, other sources of energy such as mineral oil, natural gas are also burned to heat our houses, run cars, airplanes, or to produce electricity. Nowadays, about 85 million of barrels of crude oil are burned daily. Every ton of fossil raw material is burnt. It releases carbon dioxide into the air. And therefore, it is clear that more and more greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide are being generated worldwide by humans. Moreover, we are also strengthening the greenhouse effect by deforestation, which means cutting down trees. Every year, enormous areas of forest are destroyed by people to obtain wood, clear regions for mining, to create question. This loss of the forest it causes cruel problems. Trees that are burned up release large volumes of carbon dioxide gas into the air. On the other hand, as a forest absorb a lot of carbon dioxide from the air and deliver oxygen instead. We also destroy an important storehouse of carbon dioxide when we clear forest because trees absorb a huge volume of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen. When you destroy the forest, we are facing two problems, and I think there are many kinds of problems will be happen, and I would like to mention some statistics, our global environmental problems. I think the concept is abstract, but it real facts hidden in our activities. Everything that surrounds or affects an organism during its lifetime is collectively referred to as the environment. It comprises both living and non-living components. Human civilizations and globalizations are the dominant culprits of constant drains on the global environment in present scenario. Various processes that can be said to contribute to the global environmental problems include pollution, global warming, ozone depletion, acid rain, depletion of natural resources, overpopulation, waste disposal, deforestation, and loss of biodiversity. Almost all these processes are the result of the use of natural resources in unsustainable manner. This process have highly negative impact on our environment. One of the major impacts is the release of large quantities of carbon dioxide, other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere as a result of burning of fossil fuels by industries and automobiles. Though I mentioned before it, again I repeat it, result is the worldwide pollution problem. Temperature, fluctuation of our planet, ozone hole and possible change in Earth's climate, loss of forest, damage to water bodies and their ecosystems by acid rain, overexploitation of natural resources, massive extinction of species due to habitat destruction, other well-known causes worldwide are connected with environmental issues globally. The rapidly growing demographic structure, globalization are leading to a number of environmental issues because of the uncontrolled urbanization, industrialization, deforestation, and loss of useful agriculture. The global the global environmental health impact remains profoundly perturbing. Unsafe water, poor sanitation, hygiene conditions, air pollution, global climate change accounts for nearly tenth of deaths and diseases are worldwide. Due to above mentioned environmental issues, our planet is facing severe environmental crisis. Current environmental problems lead to disaster tragedies now, will also be the region of casualties in future and require urgent attention from the responsible authorities to frame appropriate laws to overcome these issues, and also by making people aware with these natural resources in a sustainable manner. And I think in this case, environmentalist concerns I can mention here, and together with the widening realization of the problem of poverty, there has been an increasing awareness of existence of second global crisis, that of environmental degradation. Concerns about the state of the environment have deep historical roots, but those concerns came to prominence during the 19th century following the publication of a seminal book by Russell Carson, Silent Spring. It's an important book on the emergency of the modern environmental movement in some countries. Since then, particularly since the 1980, considerable scientific efforts have been made to investigate and to document the state, and global environment, nature of global environmental change. Those efforts have been prompted by widespread concerns. The pace and extent of development in many parts of the world have far outstripped the capacity of natural ecosystem to absorb the impacts of human activities. Be careful, don't move here and there for because of electricity. Global environmental change. Numerous environmental changes have been identified as issues of global concern: desertification, the depletion of fuel wood, the destruction of tropical rainforest, and rapid declines in forest cover, the modification of coastal ecosystems, the reduced availability and quality of drinking water, depletion of soil resources, overexploitation of fisheries, food shortage, species extinction, and the loss of biodiversity, stratospheric ozone depletion, rapidly rising levels of fossil fuel, demand for energy supplies, climate change. The sheer number, magnitude, complexity of these issues can seem overwhelming, and some commentators have urged that they amount to cumulative, sustained human impact on the environment that has profoundly transformed the surface of the earth. The Millennium Ecosystem Assessment. I think some environmentalists assess the issues of our environment and how can we overcome this problem. So they assess. Many assessments of global environmental states have been produced since the 1980. Those assessments have painted a consistently negative picture of the state of the global environment, of the impact of human activities. The Millennium System Assessment, published in 2005, reported that over the previous 50 years, humans have changed ecosystems more rapidly and extensively than in any comparable period of time. This rapid environmental change has been brought primarily to meet rapidly growing human demand for food, fresh water, timber, construction materials, and fuel. The pace and magnitude of human impacts have resulted in a substantial, largely irreversible loss in the diversity of life on Earth. In addition, the Millennium Ecosystem Assessment found that approximately 60% of the ecosystem services examined were being degraded or used unsustainably, including fresh air, fresh water, capture of fisheries, air and water purification, and the resolution of regional, local climate, natural hazards, and pests. And now, An authoritative series of reports on the state of the global environment entitled The Global Environment Outlook has been published by the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP. The fifth Global Environmental Assessment Report, published in 2012, highlighted a now familiar set of environmental concerns that were broadly categorized as climate change, environmental degradation, loss of biodiversity, degradation of stocks of key natural resources, especially fish stocks. The GEO5 report argued that the world continues to speed down on unsustainable path despite over 500 internationally agreed goals, objectives to support the sustainable management of the environment, including human well-being. Despite some progress in certain areas, the report showed that little or no progress had been made in many others, including in relation to climate change, fish stocks, desertification, drought, significant deterioration had occurred in some areas, including the state of the world's coral reefs. Lack of data hindered the assessment of other key goals. Overall, the GEO5 report stated, if humanity does not urgently change ways, several critical thresholds may be exceeded, beyond which abrupt and generally irreversible change to the life support functions of the planet could occur. If the current trends continue, if current patterns of production and consumption of natural resources prevail, cannot be reversed and decoupled, the government will preside over the unprecedented levels of damage and degradation. Consequently, the GEO5 report called for policy change to ensure that an ambitious set of sustainability targets is achieved by the middle of the country. The GEO5 report identified very wide range of issues of serious concern as well as limited evidence of progress in addressing them. In particular, climate change is a critical global challenge. Its impacts are already evident, and changes in water availability, food security, sea level rise are projected to dramatically affect many millions of people, and the current models greenhouse gas emissions could double over the next 50 years, leading to rise in global temperature 3 degrees Celsius or more than the end of the century. Biodiversity loss is another critical issue. Current losses of biodiversity are dramatic, alarming. Ecosystems are being transformed in some areas irreversibly degraded. Many species have become extinct in recent history or are now threatened with extinction. Changes in biodiversity are more rapid than any time in human history. Coral reefs are a particular cause for concern due to other very rapid degradation and increasing risks of extinction of corals. Biodiversity loss continues because of inadequate and unresponsive current policies, economic systems, and many current policies are not fully implemented. Although some progress has been made in areas such as coverage of projected areas. The GEO5 report has identified a daunting list of global environmental issues for the purposes of understanding sustainable development. However, there are 2 points to make about this list of issues. First, many, if not all, of these environmental issues are caused in one way or another by development for this region. Conventional efforts to promote development have been attracted severe criticism from environmentalists, and they have prompted some people to call for green forms of development that are more ecologically sensitive. Second, many, if not all, of these environmental issues represent in turn significant obstacles to further development. Depleted natural resources, degraded ecosystems mean that it is more difficult to provide even the basic goods and services that people need to support their livelihood and well-being. Once again, the real relationship between environmental and development is brought to the full relationship that is now seen to be popular. Thus, development can cause environmental degradation. In turn, environmental degradation can undermine development. And no, lot of stuff for you to say.
Stop করে দেবো?
No, no. I have to continue from previous.
দুইজন দেখতেছিল, এখন আসলে দেখতেছে না।
No problem. And I think you have to record. Okay, fine. You have to mention time. Time
It's 41
means only. Okay. I have to relax and dear viewers, and I have discussed about the
করোনা ভাইরাসের
Yeah,
ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে
yeah.
কিছু বলতে পারি।
And I think due to pandemic responsibility will be increased. It has been increased already, and you have to be human. You have to show your humanity, genuine sympathy to the affected people. You should not be inhuman to them, and always try to extend your helping hands so that they will be benefited. The thing, the useful yet, and you know that life is short, but humanity is ever big. And if you are responsible, we can also protect our environment. And so now we can have a slogan, let's save our planet. How can we save our planet? That means from being environment pollution. Everyone must play a part in protecting the environment. There are many things you can do on your own every day to help save the planet. Here are some suggestions. Reduce. Really, the best thing we can do for the planet is to use its resources properly. Our consumer society is mainly responsible for the environmental crisis. There are some questions you can ask yourself before buying something. Do I really need this? Or is there another product which would do the same thing but is more sustainable? Or ask the questions. Will this last a long time? Some other questions maybe. Do I know how this item was made? How it will be used? And how it will be disposed of? Reuse. Think of using your own ceramic cup. Don't make noise. Or at your school or local club, it means there are no plastic cups to throw away. You can wash it, reuse it every day. Unfortunately, we are encouraged to buy a new improved item, even if the one we have can be repaired, reused. When we buy things, we should buy those that are durable. We should use them properly, have them repaired when necessary. If we practice this, many things will not only last a lifetime but also be passed on for future use. However, if something is truly unusable for its original purposes, try to be more creative and think of how it might be used. When you are done with it, think of whether someone else might be able to use it. You can donate some of the things to the poor. You may also sell some of your used items through personal ads in local newspaper. Other than throwing an item out when neither you nor anyone else can make use of it, have it recycled. And if recycling is not possible, it is better to send goods to landfill or have them burned up. Find out what types of materials can be recycled in your area. Clean and sort the materials before putting them out in a bin. Recycling your drained food cans means there will be less trash in resources recovery facility or landfill. Moreover, a company can use the old cans to make new ones. Students, which country are the most sufferers during climate change, the global warming or economic pollutions? I think Bangladesh, Maldives, Thailand, Sri Lanka, especially I think coastal countries, coastal areas of many countries. India also, right? India also. I would like to mention the countries. I think Maldives is very risky country because the sea level is rising due to climate change. I would like to describe the country Maldives, the area of Maldives, its populations, its activities, its geographical location, and what will happen in future in this country due to global environmental problems or climate change. I think the Maldives is an island in the Indian Ocean, and it has 1199 islands that are clustered into 26 major atolls. An atoll is a ring-shaped coral reef or striated closely spaced coral islands. The natural coral reefs of the Maldives are surrounded by the sea all around, stand out as a pearl in the Indian Ocean. The Maldives is the 8th smallest country in the world, with an area of only 300 square kilometers. It is the smallest country in terms of population and size. And if you feel bored, you can take rest of the room. And I think you help me to get exchange in this case to take the class through online. And I think students should be benefited
Thank you so much.
extensively and intensively because I am discussing the national problems, discussing the students' responsibilities and environments which are included in your syllabus according to curriculum. And the main object of education is to enlighten the individuals as a whole. And so I mentioned this theme or this country as a part of our environment for pollution, and smallest country in Asia. People have been living on the islands of Maldives more than 3,000 years. The ships sailed from different parts of the world, Asia, Arabia, Europe and America, to come to these islands. The earliest settlers of Maldives were probably from southern India and Sri Lanka, who came to these islands in the 4th and 5th centuries BC and the 12th century AD. Sailors from East Africa and Arab countries came to Maldives. As a result, the Maldivians, who were originally Buddhist, are converted to Sunni Islam in the mid-12th century. In 1344, Ibn Battuta, a famous Arab historian, scholar, traveled around the Maldives. The 16th century, the Portuguese conquered the Maldives and ruled the country for 50 years. Although governed as an independent Islamic sultanate for most of its history from 1153 to 968, the Maldives was a British colony from 1887 to 1965. Following independence from Britain in 1965, the Sultanate continued to operate for another 3 years. On November 11, 1968, the Sultanate was abolished and replaced by a republic, and the country assumed its different name. The Maldives is famous for as a tourist destination because of its pleasant weather, heavenly beaches and lagoons, luxurious tourist resorts, its loving people. The Maldives was ranked as the best country for the beautiful beaches and facilities for recreation in 1908. The Maldives were known for being the lowest country in the world. Unfortunately, this small country with idyllic natural beauty is under threat from rising sea level due to global warming. That is why I mentioned this country in the context. Most of the country is just 1.5 meters above sea level, with the highest point of 1,003 meters. Many predictions have been made with respect to the Maldives being swept away by rising water level in Indian Ocean. When the power tsunami of 2004 hit the island nation, many of island's dry parts were flooded by the sea water. The government of Maldives has begun to purchase land from nearby countries for resettling its people will case the lands to underwater. I'd like to highlight the threats of global warming to its low-lying islands. The government of Maldives held a cabinet meeting underway in 2009. That was the first ever underwater cabinet meeting in the world. The meeting took place about 5 meters underwater in a blue-green lagoons as small islets. While underwater, the cabinet assigned a document calling on nations to cut their carbon emissions. As students, and you know that the crisis, that the pollutions, corruption and fashion every day in our life. Life is so much different. And I can mention here the famous quotation of William Shakespeare, "Life is a tale told by an idiot," that is full of fury and sound, signifying nothing. And I can quote here the famous poet of America, the Watford said, "Stormy woods while snowy on the I forget the name of the poem, but I can quote some important sentences. What the wounds are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Students, mind it. We all are out in the world people who are born before us because they made everything. They did everything, and they contributed a lot to the development of our country. Now we are facilitating their inventions, their discovery, their hard working, and it's our responsibility to make the world safe for the future generation, to prevent the environment from being polluted, climate sense. Positive. We must plant more and more trees, spread awareness among the people through mass media, and we can do it through analyzing, researching the environmentalist thesis, and we must have a clear concept about the negative consequences of climate change. And in context of Bangladesh, every year 10 million people became homeless due to climate change. I think the industrially developed countries are mainly responsible. Like our Bangladesh, India, Maldives, and Sri Lanka are most affected countries in the world. Students, so look before live. When you see industrial activities, anti-environmental activities, then you have to protect, or you have to make the man conscious of his misdeed. And in this way, we can change the society environment positively. And if you do this, or if you do such kind of activities, people will respect you. And I think they will follow your guidelines. And in course of time, you can take a place in their heart. And you will be icon. Not only they have to follow the great men of the world who sacrificed their lives to the welfare of humanity. I can mention here Mother Teresa, Florence Nightingale, and now this kind of work is being done by Bill Gates. And unknown millions in the world. And I think which works for the development of the environment. And if we follow the instructions or footprints of the legendary person,
One hour master.
one, but I have to speak it to our.
Okay, continue.
Okay, thanks. Fidito is trying hard, and environment. I have the little knowledge about environment, though I am trying to speak it. But I think many many things are trying to and playing the France of. I can mention a name of who is our sufferer in class 9 groups. Meherjans lives in a slum on Shazgun's town. Protection in man-made. Her polythene-proof shelter looks like a case. She is nearly 45, but looks more than her age. In front of her shelter, she is trying to make a fire to keep the days on a meal. Her weekends tremble as she adds some fallen leaves, straw to the fire. The whispering wind from the river Tamna makes the fire steady. The dancing flames remind Meherjan of the turmoil in her life. Not long ago, Meherjan had everything: a family, cultivable land, and cattle. The illusion of the Jamuna view all her land property. Her only shelter during the last monsoon. It took the river only a day to devour his vegetable garden and bamboo bush. She had a family once. However, she lost her family to disease. That cruel hunger and poverty brought to the family. Now she is the only one left to live on house and Yamuna has business. There are thousand others working to share the fate. Bangladeshi, some of whose banks overflow. Erosion is a harsh reality for the people living along the river banks. This monsoon, many more blizzards are threatened by the mighty rivers like Jamuna, Padda, and the Meghna. It is estimated that river erosion will become homeless. Every erosion is one of the climate. If we don't take firm actions to adapt to climate change, there will be thousands of more Meherjan in our towns and villages every year. Students, I think that you have some dreams, something for the country. How can you be responsible? I can mention another. Many has dream. So we have a responsibility. Again, I missed my lecture. Responsibility and pollution. Both we have to face in our life. We are facing in our life. We did face in life. Students here expressed their here's Moetri. My father is a freedom fighter and my mother is a teacher. inspire me to do something significant, something positive for the country. Often I think what to do to fulfill their expectation in future. Finally, I have decided to be a politician and work for my motherland. How is it? I think it's fine if he is patriot, honest, and courageous, benevolent politician of our country. The country will benefit extensively or greatly. Next one, like you, like Rintu, I am with a call. When I say to my friends that I would like to be a space traveler, they laugh. I really want to be that. If people from other countries can conquer the moon, the roam in the space, why not we? To be honest, I visualize that one day. Stepping on Mars from space shuttle, please wish me the best so that my dreams come true. I think these students do their responsibilities when they send messages from the space, when they innovate some things, innovate or explore something that is good for human being, well for human being. They are the dreams that make their responsibility to be performed. Young students, his name is Babakar Hassan. I live in Islam with my parents and sisters. I know how cruel poverty can be. My heart bleeds to see the poor suffering people in my Islam. After I have finished my education, I will worker and fight against and poverty. Says to make Bangladesh a global brand. My name is Ruth Antara Chaudhary. I believe that a society cannot be enlightened without proper education. Education lights the candle in the people's heart. So I will be a teacher. Most of the times people laugh at me and say, you are brilliant student. Why not be a doctor or an engineer? I tell you, I want to be a teacher because I am brilliant. Yes, I think so. The brilliant ones to come profession of teaching. Then our education system will be extremely benefited. Students, so we should try our best level to acquire knowledge, to follow the instructions of the great man and rather accordingly. And not only this, we have to divide our time properly and use it accordingly, because time and tide wait for none. And if we follow this, every time is valuable. Every time we should try to do well for our society and including environment. Show respect to the seniors, make ties with the relatives, and fix a target in future for future. This way you can channel your life. Unless you cultivate the moral values in your life from the very beginning, you cannot be perfect in society, country, even you individual. And time, please. Time? Ritu,
Yes, sir.
you can inform me the time.
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 Oh,
Time.
it's 69 minutes. Faster. 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Only.
Yes.
That's it. Yet we have lot of chance.
But
Yes.
no one is watching now.
No, it's no problem. It's no problem.
So much go on.
No, be silent. And dreams. This times.
Now 2 watching. We got
Okay.
4 likes.
Okay, no matter. It's so boring. I think these students are fond of, and I can
They are busy in
mention
another work.
some what?
They are busy in another work.
Okay, no matter. And you are dedicated. Have you heard the name of Ekdutto? Have you heard the name of Pujrata Vedar?
Yes.
Where from she was?
India.
She was from Chilean, but she studied in
Oh, yeah.
India, and she was very brilliant, and she sacrificed her life for the sake of our country, and she fought against British rule. Now I read out about her. Pujrata Vedar was born in Chilean, Chattogram on 5 May 1911. She was a meritorious student in Kasturi Government Girls School in Chittagong and Chattogram and Indian College, Dhaka. She graduated in philosophy with distinction from Patron College in Kolkata. I think in the next class I will discuss with some students. Then time will be.
It will be better.
It will be better, right? It will be better. You are right. Then the students also involved in discussion, and they will learn many things. So I will invite them, and I will invite
Then
them.
the stream will be great.
What?
Then the stream will be great.
Streams.
Live stream. Live stream.
Okay, yeah. I think here I will arrange some seat for them, and I will nicely decorate events and invite them to join my discussion, and they will come here, and they will inspire me. I will inspire them to do well.
You will not bored.
Then I will not get bored. And it's way. And my son is very much expert in drawing picture, and
He can also join the stream.
actually he can also understand. My son, will you come to me and say something about your dream?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Come here. But say I have a dream. Okay. I want to be a cricketer.
I want to be a cricketer.
Please
Cricketer.
Please
pray for me.
pray for me.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can say they pray for your father.
Pray for my father.
I
Pray for my father.
Pray for my father.
pray for my father.
I request all of you.
I request all of you.
Okay.
Okay.
And now,
Right.
okay, can you sit here? Bring a chair. Okay, you can sit here and talk to me. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Okay, my son, go and bring a chair. Because it's so much boring. And students, you know. Okay, the weather was born in Chattogram on 5 May 19. Please help him. Help him. You can also join. You can join from there. Okay, you can join from there. Okay. Okay, sit down. And come to close to me. Close. Okay. Close. Sit down. And I think my son, you have drawn a picture of Bangabandhu. Yeah. Speak loudly. I mean, you have to speak forcefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you were involved in scary teacher. You like it?
Yes.
Okay. And you are you can bat well.
Yes.
Oh, you can ball well.
Yes.
You can catch the ball well.
Yes.
Yes. And can you plant trees?
Yes.
Okay. How many plant you have? How many trees you have planted? 100, 200,
Huh?
100 or 200?
How many
200 trees. Okay. Thanks.
Great one. He done a great one.
He had done a good job. Where you plant trees in your grandfather's house. Yeah. And your sister is very much naughty. Yes. And
She is little
but
girl.
she's was brilliant.
She's very cute.
And look at it. Look at that.
Okay.
It's very dangerous. Yeah, you have to take a look. Yes, it's very dangerous. Okay, students, and I think we have got another context. Peter Water. My son, look at she is Peter Water, and she sacrificed her life for the sake of our country. So you have to know because
Yes,
it's important for your life. You can take help. You can take inspiration, encouragement from life of Pitrata and continue your life.
Yes, sir.
When Kaptagir Government Girls High School in Punjab and Elite College, Dhaka, she graduated in philosophy with distinction from Bethune College in Kolkata. In her college days, Pitrata was an activist in the anti-British movement. All through her life, she dreamed of two things: a society without gender discrimination and her motherland free from British colonial rule. So, she decided to fight against the British rule. Soon after, Pitrata became the head teacher of Nandakanan Apurna Charon School in Chattogram. Gradually, she involved herself in Suryasena armed resistance movement. Suryasena was a famous anti-British movement organizer and revolutionary activist in Chattogram area at home.
He was a great leader.
Yeah, she was a great leader, but then she died in mysterious death. But for the British, when she attacked the English club, listen. In 1932, planned an attack on the Pahartoli European club. The club was well known for its notorious sign at its entrance, dogs and Indians not allowed. Assigned Pitrata to lead a team of 12 to 10 men to attack the club. The raid was successful, but Pitrata, raised as a man, failed to get out of the club. She committed suicide by taking potassium cyanide. Please follow her. You follow her. What she is doing? Your
Okay.
sister, Chava. And
Hey.
where she? Here?
There.
You can run the fan and light. Okay? She committed suicide by taking potassium cyanide to avoid arrest. She proved that women can work. You, my sister. No, here. She's here.
Yes, here.
You can run the fan
Oh.
and light. You have to follow every time because she's little, yet she's little, and she will fall any kind of accident. That is why you have to follow her. So what can we do now?
We can read the book.
Students, not previously, but 1 hour ago I discussed about responsibility development. Now I suggest you must take part in games and sports to keep fit yourself.
Yes.
Without taking part in games and sports, you cannot be fit. Your concentration will be diverted. When you physically fit, then you will be mentally fit. Then everything will be done properly and nicely, exactly. Do you know? So who is your favorite batsman?
Favorite batsman?
Yeah.
And
Outside the Bangladesh? Outside Bangladesh?
outside Bangladesh?
Yeah. Who is your favorite batsman?
Saibul Hasan.
Outside
Also,
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, India, Pakistan,
India, Pakistan, Australia. Who is
Australia.
your favorite batsman?
West Indies,
West Indies.
Chris Gayle,
And India?
Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli.
Australia? And who?
Pakistan.
And who is your favorite batsman in Pakistan?
Yeah. Sarab Khan.
And in Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka. Tushar Perera.
Okay. And England?
England.
Yeah.
Joe
Joru. Oh, quite very nice. And
You don't like Rohit Sharma?
And do you like Rohit Sharma? Do you like Rohit Sharma?
Yes.
Do you like Malinga?
Yes.
Okay. Malinga can bowl well. And I think Yorker. Yeah, Yorker. Yes. And
Do you know about Saurav Ganguly?
Shoaib Ganguly.
Yeah, do you know him?
Huh?
Do you know him?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And okay, so I suggest students to take part in games and sports, cricket, football, volleyball, kabaddi, how to do, etc. And in so way they can spend a good time.
The battery is low.
And no matter you can take it. So you can take it there, and from there you can observe,
Okay.
watch, and instruction be. Oh, how can you charge? How can you charge the laptop?
By a charger?
Where three pin? They have the 3 pin bulbs.
I can go. Please read.
Okay. Then. And I think you are a good boy. You are a good student. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you follow my advice. Yes. You follow your mother.
Yes.
You follow your grandmother.
Yes.
Your auntie.
Auntie.
Yes. Your uncle.
Yes.
Your mama.
Yes.
And who is your father? Who is our father of nation? Father of nation. Who is father of nation? I mean, that is Jano. Who?
Bangladesh.
You can explain your full name.
Pune. My name is.
You're
Amar.
not. You're not your full name. Who is the father of nation? I mean, who is the Bangabandhu?
She has a Jati visa.
Yeah, who is Bangabandhu?
Huh? Who
Sheikh
is-
Mujibur
ঠিক
Rahman.
লাগে একটা সার্চ দেওয়া যাবে না বল করে রাখো
Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He is the founder of Bangladesh. He did a lot for this country. And 100 years of his birthday. Yeah? Coming Saturday. And you can come with me. Will you come? Will you come with me to my school? Okay. And I think you have to recite a poem. Poem.
When?
You know poem?
Yes.
Yeah, he knows. And you have to recite. ওই যে মুজিব মানে আর কিছু না।
মানে আর কিছু না।
Yeah, you have to.
Can you say it now?
You have to recite. Okay? Yeah, sure. Okay.
মুজিব 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 মানে আর কিছু না। মুজিব মানে মুক্তি। পিতার সাথে সন্তানেরও না লেখা প্রেম চুক্তি। মুজিব মানে আর কিছু না। মুজিব মানে শক্তি। গর্বিত সুরবীর বাঙালির চিরকালের মুক্তি। মুজিব মানে আর কিছু না। এক যমুনার রক্ত। মুজিব মানে সমাজতন্ত্র। আমি
কেন? Continue.
Carry on.
Carry on.
মুজিব মানে আর কিছু না। মুজিব মানে মুক্তি। পিতার সাথে সন্তানেরই না লেখা প্রেম চুক্তি। মুজিব মানে আর কিছু না। মুজিব মানে শক্তি। গর্বিত বীর বাঙালি চিরকালের মুক্তি। মুজিব মানে আর কিছু না। এক যমুনার রক্ত। মুজিব মানে আর কিছু। মুজিব মানে সমাজতন্ত্র। আমি মুজিব ভক্ত।
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
A lot of
Well
thanks
done.
goes to my son Shabab, and he recited a nice poem about our mother nation, Bangladesh Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. I think I request of all you to and pray for him so that he can be a good student. He can do his responsibility properly in future, and he can contribute a lot for the protection of environment pollution. And for the purpose, he plants a lot of. He's trying to plant a lot of trees. It's not possible for him. He tries to plant a few trees. That's enough. If all the children like him is trying to plant trees at the home, outside the schools, beside the road, and before, and even on the roof, then this kind of activities will help protect the environment from being polluted. The students and
Yes, sir.
time is very much boring. Actually, sitting here is speaking something about responsibility, about pollution. So I think that I should add my son, add you and my daughter here to discuss with various kinds of activities. I think it will be more careful or more excellent result. And they can show their leadership here. And leadership qualities will be increased in them. And
It's not
built
more
in them.
time, sir. It's 1 hour and 28 minutes going on.
Yet 30 minutes remain.
32.
Oh, it's no matter. Okay, my son, are you playing bored? Are you boring? Are you boring?
Yes.
You feel bored? Boring
Yes.
means boring.
No.
Oh, yeah. I see. You understand? Yes. Yes.
বিরক্ত
No. He knows boring because sometimes says, Baba, I am boring. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can recite a poem. Twinkle, twinkle.
say
Sure.
finger
Sure.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the also high, night,
Like a
Like
diamond.
or diamond.
like and diamond in the sky. Twinkle,
Up above the.
I believe.
Okay.
He is forget it.
So high, like and diamond in the sky.
Okay. No matter. Now you can speak yourself. Now you can. I am. When I asked you to write a paragraph about yourself, speak yourself. I'm
Speak
Shama,
about
my
yourself.
college teacher. Okay.
Who are
he
you?
knows. He knows. Okay. You can say I am Shama.
I am Shabab. I am 9 years old. I am reading class 2. My father is a teacher and my mother is a teacher. My sister name is Shaba. She has a very naughty.
Yeah. And
And my love, I am like cricket.
yeah.
I wanna be a cricketer.
Oh, for sure. I want to be a cricketer.
I want to be cricketer. My favorite player is Sakib Al Hasan.
Yeah.
And my favorite keeper is Mushfiqur Rahim and Dhoni.
Do you like football?
Hey, you can come here. You can come here. You can actually.
এখানে জুম করবে কি? জুম
Okay.
আমি এখানে
Okay.
ফেসটা অয়েলি তো।
Okay, okay. You have to there. Not. So, not in Bengali English. You have to say.
Okay.
Okay. And to show my son is very much a smart guy. Do you know guy? Smart guy.
Boy
Boy.
or man?
Boy or man. And I think there's
31.
someone that inspires me.
It's 29 minutes more.
9 minutes remain. Oh, okay. Students, I think I took some online classes, especially definite sentence, voices, and clauses, relative pronouns, demonstrative pronoun, and you have to follow. And I request of you, the dear viewers, I request of all you to watch my videos and subscribe my channel so that I can go further ways, and I can
And share
increase
the
my,
stream more and more.
and share and like, comments, etc. And in course of time, I think this channel will be beneficial to all kinds of students and who are eager to learn English, and you can ask me through online how can you increase your capability, increase your learning skills, your knowledge. How can you change your attitudes towards the people, towards society, and towards country? And I can suggest, I will try best level suggest you to get admitted into university at home or in abroad. And I can contact. I will give you my address, and I am a teacher. I am dedicated to the service of the welfare of the students, service of humanity, and students know me very well, and I think I think if I ask those students, they try their best level to do something good for the country and for society, and they can do well in their academic life or in their personal life, and they can consult with me. Even you can consult with me about any kind of problems in your life, especially in educational life or academic career, and you can just follow. My dear son, you can come after sometimes. After sometimes you will come here. Not think, sir. You can take your breakfast. Okay, now go. I have a cup of tea, and then come. And suppose I didn't want to open my YouTube channel, but some my students inspires me because of pandemic COVID-19, and so that students will benefited. So I have opened a YouTube channel.
So can we start a program of spoken English?
Sure, why not? Can you come here? No, no.
Not
Okay,
today.
okay. Okay, ठीक है. So sure. So you can start spoken English and I will inform some students or the viewers
To come here.
online. So then you can start spoken program through online and you have to consult dictionaries. You have to choose some keywords that are usually used in exchanging our opinions, exchanging our views, concepts, ideas, and anyway, and yeah,
Hmm.
that's so.
25 years
And
more.
my colleagues, the philosophy would like to take part in my conversation, especially in sports. And some my friend Mutir Rahman and some other colleagues from my schools will have inspired me to continue my activities so that this place can be
Yes.
Learn more.
can learn more and they can earn skills, knowledge and attitudes, and they can got a chance to have higher education and
And proper speaking in English.
yes, and I also teach them the syntax or proper pronunciation of English and my daughter can you, it's no matter if I give you cough, no, it's challenge.
Yeah.
It's no matter. Okay, you can come up,
Yeah.
come here, and take the cup. Take the cup, and tell your mother, your mom, Iramu, to give us 2 cups of tea. Because I think we are passing a
It's
lot
a very
of,
hard work to talk
it's very tough. It's very tough.
2 hours
2 hours or
with
more than 2
no
hours. No.
breaking.
Or with no intervals, no intermission. And I practice my passions. I practice my perseverance. And I does my capability to can I continue 2 hours at a row.
Yes.
So I think I can do.
Yes.
I have done it. And when I discuss with my viewers, my students here, then it will be more easier
Yes.
and more better and more sustainable. And
You can feel comfortable.
we feel comfortable here, and that's why. And we'll. So I think we can take another step to go ahead.
Sir.
And now I think if you join with us, you can show your leadership. You can show your
So not today. I am feel very-
cleverity. You can show your creativity. You can show
I will come
your
in next
innovation.
stream. Next stream.
And if I request the students to apply their creativity, innovation, cleverity to present any types of assignment
Yes, sir.
given by me or given by the teacher, I think, and in this way your shyness will disappear. You will be smart, energetic,
Yes, sir.
and
Only 20 minutes more.
okay, no matter, and you can call your auntie to give me a cup of tea. But some of Maharashtra has forgotten. Oh yeah, where is Sabah?
Sabah.
Hey, where is your auntie? Can you tell your mom to give me?
আমল এখন সাথে বললো
He forgotten again. Okay, sit down.
Oh no.
What happens?
Current.
Carol, did you current? No.
No. It's
Okay. What happens there?
flat. Put out first.
Who? Sabah.
Auntie.
Yeah, and last thing, a thing of beauty joy forever. Pain is forgotten, her gain follows. Friends, at least. Okay, I just I would like to mention some yes, famous persons who similar lives for humanity, love for humanity. Students, Matisha was moved by the sight of the sick and dying on the streets of Kolkata. She founded a home for the dying institute, named it Involved with the meaning pure heart. She and her fellow nuns brought the dying people of the streets of Kolkata to this home. They are lovingly looked after, cared for. Since then, many men, women, children have been taken from the streets and carried to remote Vidoy. These unloved, uncared for people get an opportunity to die in an environment of kindness and love. In the last hours, they get human and divine love and can feel they are also children of God. The missionaries of charity try to find jobs for those who survive and send them to homes where they can live happily for some years in a caring environment. Regarding commitment to family, Mother Teresa said, maybe in our own family we have somebody who is feeling lonely, who is feeling sick, who is feeling hurried. Are we there? Are we willing to give until it hurts in order to be with our families? Or do we put our interest first? We must remember that love begins at home. We must also remember that future of humanity passes through the family. After drinking water, you can tell Shabab. You can tell Shabab. And you must remember that. Okay. Thank you. Don't worry, I like doing water. Well, all of you have heard the name of Mother Teresa. Remember that love begins at home. And We must also remember that future of humanity passes through the family. Mother Teresa's work has been recognized throughout the world and she received a number of awards. These include the Pope John 23 Peace Prize 1971, the Nehru Prize for Promotion of International Peace and Understanding, the Belgian Prize 1978, the Nobel Peace Prize 1979, Bharat Ratna 1980. Mother died at the she died at the age of 87 on 5 September 1997.
She was very young.
Yeah?
She was very young.
No, she was not younger. She died at the age of 87.
87.
Yeah.
I learned, I had 27.
The world salutes her. Why world salutes? Because
Because
she
of
spreads
her
the
charity.
love for humanity. He builds a charity house for the sick people, weak people, poor people.
She was a legendary character.
She was a legendary figure. She has taught us how to extend our kind hand towards those. Again I repeat, she has taught us how to extend our hand towards those who need our love and support, irrespective of creed, caste and religion. The picture of Mother Teresa draped in a white and blue bordered sari with a wrinkled face, ever soft eyes, and a saint smile lives on in our minds. The nation of the world can never forget her. She is immortal. The sense of recklessness, human compassion, sympathy. My father. Hello, my son. Shabab, come here.
No.
Okay, again, something wrong happens. You can take your seat. Don't worry, my son. In future,
She did it.
until
Angela.
she can wear a fine dress and then come here. Okay? You can call your aunt.
Hey, Shaba, come here.
Yes, you're right. Students, mind it. The picture of Mother Teresa draped in a white and blue bordered sari with a wrinkled face, ears of eyes, a same smile lives on your mind. Vito,
Yes, sir.
you are a participant of our discussion and you can mention time please and we can go another place. And
Only 12 minutes remain.
12 minutes and oh, bodies, bare bodies. And she put the dress, fine dress, ask her mom to wear a dress.
Go.
Your wear dress. Okay? And
Anyway.
I explained about Matrasha, but where the parking space is in here. Wow, what is? Oh, okay. And now I would like to discuss the background of Matrasha. You can help her to wear the dress. You can help her. Okay. And it was late summer, 26 August 1910. Little girl was born. Don't play while talking, while reading. Understand?
Yes.
Vidal was born to raise a Catholic merchant family of Albanian descent in a small town called Skopje, Macedonia. She was the youngest of three siblings, was named as Gauns Rosacea. Who could imagine the time this little girl would one day become the mother of humanity, loving and serving the poorest of the poor? Yes, we are talking about Nan. My son, bring my mobile. Bring. Take my mobile. Okay. Where is my mobile? Perhaps this room. We are in the living room. My phone, please. 12 students, viewers, what a share. Can you imagine just a little girl dreamed of becoming the lover of humanity? She dreamed. We are running after worldly things, running after temporary things. Thank you, my dear. Okay. Oh, okay. Who is this? Who?
The cloth was very tight.
Okay. What?
Tight.
Okay. My daughter, can you recite a poem? Ampata Dronder?
Ambata?
Okay,
Ambata?
can you recite a poem? Can you stop me?
Stop me, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only 8 minutes.
And someone calls me. Can I receive the call?
Yes, sure.
Okay, don't stop.
I mute it. Mute.
What is this?
Voice mute.
Okay. Okay. Eh? I told you that I would like to tell you later. Okay. Now follow. And I feel so much boring to taking the class continuously 2 hours. Okay. Okay, thanks. At the age of 18, and she left her parental home. She then joined an Irish community of nuns called the Sisters of Loreto, based at Mission Maldives. A few months of training at the Institute of Blessed Virgin Mary in Dublin, Mother Teresa, they helped her to get down. Okay.
Okay, go.
No, stay.
Stay here.
Stay here.
Yeah.
Not come to me. And dear viewers, he is my son and Shaba. She is my daughter, my Shaba. And before my student Suripto. And I think all our participants here. And so I please pray for them to be so that they can be lover of humanity. They have a lot of sympathy for the destitute people and so on, and they will be responsible person in future, and they can contribute a lot to the development of our environment. And I wish they could do something better preventing Even from
5 minutes more.
Okay, it's no matter. I think I have to after delivering my completing my class or delivering my speech and okay. Dear viewers, I would like to thanks all you to prove your passions watching my video from 4:30 p.m. till that's
6:40.
what
6:40 now.
6
4:30 p.m. to 6:30.
6 okay it's no matter it's the
6:40.
it's a matter of 2 or 3 minutes difference perhaps and dear viewers I request all you to teach your issues about the responsibilities. At first, you have to show your responsibilities to your children. They will learn from you, and I think they will be good citizens. Please teach them about our country, our population, our country, or you can take our. My son take me, please. Cha, T. Perhaps.
Listen at me.
Oh, okay, it's no matter. Okay, stay here.